Y'all, now they're saying animals can be non-binary and trans? We're gonna break it all down, but first, I'm Brad Polumbo. Welcome back to my channel. I cover all the craziest things on the internet, in our politics, and in the LGBT community from a center-right moderate perspective. Here with me today is Reggie, who I thought it would be appropriate to bring alongside me since we're going to be reacting to some animal-based LGBT content today. So we'll try to spare his brain cells and mine and just go through a few of these videos pretty quickly.
Non-binary lion theys, although born biologically female and living their lives as such, have been observed with increased levels of testosterone and growing manes halfway through their lives. Welcome to part 19 of my Queer Animal series. This male-presenting lion is actually a biological female, and she was spotted in Botswana's Okavango Delta back in 2014, which is when Professor Jeffrey Gilfillan of University of Sussex decided to conduct a 2-year study on her and other lionesses in the area who were sporting manes. Safar goes by they them pronouns. They lived their entire lives female presenting up until about 2013 when they started sporting a underdeveloped mane, and that's when researchers came in and decided to test things like their testosterone levels and observe their behaviors, which their behaviors were mimicking exactly a male's. Even their roar had a deeper rumble just like the male lions. Listen to this. In addition to Safar's deeper growl, they also exhibited a lot more male-type behaviors, such as marking the territory more frequently. Safar was even seen mounting other females. However, one thing to note here is that all the lion theys that they observed in this study were also infertile due to the increased testosterone levels. So here's another perfect example of gender being a spectrum and not the binary that us humans are forced into.
What do you think, Reggie? You think these people are crazy? Yeah, you do, don't you? Oh, you want some turkey? Okay, I'll give you some turkey after this. Okay, sorry guys, Reggie rage quit after that one, and I can't blame him. The first time I saw that video, it genuinely left me speechless, and that doesn't happen very often. It's honestly some of the most incoherent nonsense I've ever seen. You're trying to impose a human-invented concept of non-binary onto lions who are experiencing some sort of biological condition. Remember, according to the alphabet people, being non-binary is about your internal feelings. You don't feel like a boy or feel like a girl. We have literally zero evidence to believe that this lion, or any other animal, feels like a third non-gender, just because it experiences some unique cross-sex biological factors. And I can't believe I even have to say this, but the lion does not go by they-them pronouns. It doesn't go by any pronouns because it is not a human and doesn't think according to human language. I mean, again, this is just also inconsistent. You're telling us this lion is non-binary because of its behaviors and testosterone levels, but you also tell us that a human's behaviors and testosterone levels and appearance have nothing to do with whether they're non-binary. It's just whether they say they are and whether they feel like it. Make it make sense. I don't know, man. If you were trying to convince skeptics and convince us that the non-binary thing made sense, you did the opposite. Up next, this trans TikToker says that her dog is trans too.
I was walking Hera the other day, and like always, this woman walked up to me, asked if she could pet her because obviously she's so cute. I said yes, and as she was petting Hera, she asked if Hera was a boy or a girl. And to my shock, she reached her hand under, lifted her up, and inspected her genitals in order to determine if my dog was a boy or a girl. So when I, at the exact same moment, responded and said that Hera is a girl, she tried to correct me and say, actually, your dog is a boy. Look at her genitals. And I responded, why are you obsessed with my dog's genitals? My dog is a girl, and I ask that you respect that. She apologized and then quickly walked away. It was the most uncomfortable and awkward confrontation I have had with Hera. It's just a friendly reminder that dogs don't care about gender, but humans do. So all that we ask is that you respect our genders because it matters to me. I'm not demanding that you understand me or that you understand trans identity or gender, but I am going to set a boundary that if you show me and my dog disrespect in our gender, then you will be blocked and you will not be allowed to ever pet her again.
So at first, I suspected that this person was trolling us, but I actually don't think that's the case because, as it turns out, this is the same radical trans activist who was invited to the White House and decided to flash everyone. I will say, I side with this classy individual insofar as it is kind of weird that this person picked up her dog and looked at its genitals. You stay away from Reggie, you people out there. Don't you come picking up my dog and looking at his junk, you weirdos. That is creepy behavior, so people should probably not do that. But setting that all aside, this is still insane. Your dog isn't transgender. In order to be legitimately transgender, somebody must experience gender dysphoria, a medical condition where they experience intense discomfort with their biological sex. Your dog doesn't experience that. Dogs never do. It's a human condition found in humans. And even if it was happening with your dog has no way to communicate that, so you would have no idea. It's just something you made up. This is you imposing your radical ideology onto a dog to get clicks and views. It's weird. It's extra. I don't understand the point of it. And I'm not sure if you think you're helping, but let me just tell you, you are not advancing trans acceptance by conflating trans with the dog. These people are gonna give me an aneurysm. They are. Up next, this person thinks their cat is trans.
So for those of you asking, this is Greg. He's kind of an old man. He's like 14 years old. He is transgender, which I think is so brave of him.
Excuse me?
He will grumble if I stop petting his little head. His eyes look in two completely different directions, which I think is so fun and cool. He is also actively dying of cancer, but, you know, not everyone can be perfect. So, I love him so much. You have anything to say? Yeah. I mean, okay, it's a little controversial, but I respect it.
Once again, Cupcake, your animal isn't trans. You're just projecting your own delulu. This video did make me sad though, because Greg is really cute and she has cancer. And there's a really sad follow-up video. Oh.
Hey, Greg. Any thoughts? Oh, okay. Tell me your secrets, Greg. Greg, check.
Oh. I'm not crying! You're crying! Reggie, you're never allowed to get old and die, ever, okay? You hear me? Never allowed. Never. Great, so now these videos are not just making me insane, they're making me sad, too. Thanks, TikTok. Thank you so much for that. Alright guys, I can't handle any more insane or sad TikToks in one sitting without incurring permanent brain damage. If you got a kick out of this video, please do consider subscribing and sticking around, and maybe even turning on those bell notifications. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment with your thoughts on the whole trans animal thing. I'm genuinely curious how this came across to y'all. With that, I'll see you all in my next video. But if you want more of my content, make sure you check out my interview I just did with liberal journalist Katie Herzog about why she got excommunicated from the queer community.